Hi, guys. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. I'm so excited to share with you my topic and my story and all of that. So, I'm going to get started. First off, I am in my girls' playroom. This is where it all started almost 6 years ago. So, this is where I work during nap time. I just want to show you guys it is nothing special, it is just a reminder of why I do this business, of why I show up for my workouts and all of that great stuff with the business side. But I have to say, I'm a little nervous. I've been doing this a long time, and I still get these little butterflies to share my story and get nervous. I'm introverted at heart, so I just wanted to put that out there. But first off, a little bit about me. I am a wife. I've been married almost 10 years in December, which it's just crazy to think that. We have three beautiful girls, Emmy, Sadie, and Haley, ages 8, 6.5, and 18 months. I was a hairstylist for 10 years. Time has totally flown by. Hi, guys. And now I've been a coach for a little over 5.5 years. In the beginning of next year, will be 6 years. And I don't know where the time went, to be honest with you. I look back and I'm like, gosh, I've been a coach for like almost 6 years. It doesn't feel like that. It feels like I just started, maybe a couple years ago, because I truly love it. It's fun. I try to keep it fun and light. But there's so much passion and purpose that I have found. I'm going to share my story with you and get a little deep here. So hold tight. So I started this journey wanting to lose the baby weight. I was about 8 months postpartum, and I had back-to-back C-sections. My first one was 1.5 years, and my youngest was about 8 or 9 months. So we did it back-to-back. We knew if we wanted kids, we would just do it back-to-back. But I was kind of traumatized with having back-to-back and 2 in diapers that I waited so long, waited 5 years, and then had my third baby girl. So I was postpartum. I had tried a lot of things. I was going to boot camps. I was going to circuit trainings. I grew up in the gym. I grew up in sports, and I had never gotten results like I had with Beachbody. One of my hair clients was raving about it. And I'm a research fanatic. I was already mixing up some shake and adding ingredients. It did not taste good at all. And I said, let me just try this. I charged it because financially we could not afford it. Did not tell my husband, which is a whole nother call and a whole nother story. But I gave it a shot, charged it, it showed up, and I was so excited to take the challenge, right? So we were about to go on a Disney trip, my family. It was going to be the first vacation that we took as a family to go to Disney and take our 2 girls, which they were really young. It was kind of a crazy time to go on vacation, but we were itching for it since we were struggling financially. We hadn't had a vacation since our honeymoon, and we just were really stressed with work. And so we said, let's just go, let's make it happen. And everything could go wrong on this trip. I always say that trip, and why do I share this, is a blessing in disguise how I propelled and moved forward with this whole Beachbody thing. It's just so funny how God works. But my husband pulled his back. I had to take care of both girls. I had to drive us home from Orlando. We were in Fort Lauderdale at the time. And I grew up in Fort Lauderdale, by the way. I've been there 30 years now in North Carolina, which I'll get there. But everything could go wrong on the trip. We charged the entire thing. We got back feeling more stressed than ever. He had to stay out of work because his back had to heal. And I just remember in that moment and taking charge for my family, driving us home, just praying and saying, we need something, God. Like, we need a turning point or just something. I was doing hair full time, 2 babies in diapers. My husband is a master boat mechanic and a very hard labor job. We're both hands-on people. And I just remember feeling at this point in our life, like, is this it? Is this what we're supposed to be doing forever? In this rat race of life. And I just remember praying. And I got home and we're trying to unload and all that. And my challenge pack is there to start, guys. And I just remember looking at that like, I know something's going to come out of this. It's a fresh start. I'm going to work out. I had no intention to work this business whatsoever. but I got to work really hard on myself, got in the best shape of my entire life after 2 babies. It took probably about 4 to 6 months, I would say. Drank Shakeology, fell in love with it. It was totally different than the shake that I was mixing up with all these ingredients. Tasted phenomenal. I started giving it to my girls. They started getting healthier. And honestly, I just felt like a changed person. People were naturally asking what I was doing. I was becoming passionate about something, and I naturally wanted to share it. I knew I never wanted to sell anything at all. When I worked in salons for many different years, they would make us push products on people, and I never did. I always felt like icky about it. If I felt like someone really did need a product, I would recommend something that I loved and that was working for me. And that is what I love so much about this business. I never feel like I'm selling someone. I'm just sharing what I became passionate about and what truly has worked for me, unlike anything else out there. So that's a little bit on how I got started. That's a little bit about where we were almost 6 years ago, our financial state. Our marriage too, we were struggling in our marriage because we're arguing about bills a lot. I remember he would come home, I was doing hair, my family would be taking care of the girls during work time, and then it was kind of like switch gears that he had to take care of the girls and I had to make sure dinner was ready. I had to make sure baths were done. It was really stressful now that I look back. But I'm so grateful for that time. I'm so grateful because it all leads to where I feel God is bringing you and calling you. And it's those times that you have to look back and say, thank you. Thank you for that because it brought me to where I am now. So I'm going to share that part now. But life was hard then. I never will forget. I started helping slowly people along the way. I got my first check, and it was $38, and I was raving about it. Like, I couldn't shut up to my husband, which actually made him even more skeptical and retreated on the business side because we weren't good financially and in our marriage and in the state of our life. So here I am trying to start something else besides hair, working full time. He thought I didn't have the time. He thought it was a waste. I tried starting something else before Beachbody and it didn't work out. So he was just so skeptical of this whole thing. And I remember just that check and seeing the possibilities of that first check. And I saw it started to double and triple and quadruple weekly. And I said, I need to stop talking about this to him. I need to just show him. And so I talked to so many women that their husbands are skeptical. And let me say, I totally understand. I was a little skeptical too when I started to like really dig in and learn more. But he is just a testament that if you could get a skeptic like him on board, you could get anybody on board. You can get your husband, anybody, family that's on board. But I saw those checks start to really double and I saw the potential that we could change our life. So I had like light bulbs going off in my head that this can be the thing because hair, there's a cap on making money as a hairstylist unless you work 24/7. And I was in that salon like during rush hour in the morning, rush hour at night. Like I was in that hustle. Okay. And we were struggling at the point where, since we had back-to-back C-sections, we didn't expect them to be $5,000 each. And yet we were paycheck to paycheck. We weren't making the money to actually save and pay off things. And we started off already in debt, our life. And that's what most people do, unfortunately. And it takes something like this to actually get ahead and move your life forward to live the life that you want. And so I saw those checks coming in. I saw the possibilities. I was totally on board and motivated to pay those suckers off, okay? It was just back-to-back C-sections. So you can imagine, I didn't pay off the first C-section when the second C-section happened. So I saw, gosh, like I could pay for groceries. I could pay for diapers. 2 babies in diapers was just expensive. I could take my family on a vacation to Disney and not have to charge it, not have stress about that. I could pay off these bills. And so that was a really big motivator for me. I was falling in love with the community. It was holding me accountable to my goals. It was inspiring me and motivating to see my coaches and upline achieve these crazy goals that I never thought were possible. So I kind of felt like if they could do it, I could do it too. My coach instilled that belief that gosh, if I could do it, you could do it. And I just saw her life transform. I saw the success stories roll in, and I saw from when she started to the mind-blowing success that she has today. And I just started to build this belief and confidence that why not me? Why not now? Why not my family? And I have the chills saying that, because this business is mind blowing. So I built a team of coaches, okay? Really gonna share it deep with you guys, okay? So, because I wanted to know this stuff when I first started. I started to build a team of coaches, and really took it serious when I hit an Emerald coach, which we have different ranks. So I went from commission based to building a team of coaches, which is our residual income, okay? What is a residual income? It is an income that you have coming in weekly, monthly, yearly, that you can grow from the productivity of your team, right? So as you grow your team, you get a commission off of their productivity. So to me, it was pretty mind-blowing that I could build a team, and I could start earning money in other ways besides commission. I could be earning this freedom that you hear a lot of coaches talking about, which is walking away from this and still earning an income. So this was crazy to me, because when I was doing hair, guys, if I was not working, I was not making an income at all. And so we'd have to save before we went on the Disney trip, right? And we didn't have the money to save. So like, how would we ever be able to go on more trips? All the thoughts added up in my head, and they were like, where are we going? What are we doing? This doesn't make sense. And this is probably how most people are living. And that's why I got educated on this type of business, which most people are so skeptical about. And I know from my husband, those thoughts. I get it. I really do get it. But I think it just takes you getting educated, having an open heart and open mind, because in the world we live in, it's just impossible to do anything, right? Have a nice car, pay off your house, go on vacation, save for your kids, open college funds, do all of the things that you want to do. And I don't know about you guys, I have big goals and dreams. I know deep in my gut when I started this business, something changed in my life. And I look back and I think, what was that one thing that changed in my life? And I think becoming a mom, I wanted more. And before I was a mom, I don't think I had that desire for more. I want more for my girls. I want more for their future. I don't want them to struggle how we struggled. And I'm sure they will in their own way to learn and grow as individuals. But looking back, that is one of the most defining moments in my life. And I'm going to get to the next one real quick in a second. I don't want to lose my train of thought, but a year into the business, I was making a full-time income, okay? And I was making a full-time income doing hair. So that's around $500 to $800 a week. And my goal was, because I saw the potential and my eyes were open to this business, and I said, I want to replace my hair income with a Beachbody income. And so I did just that. I got to work. I did everything. I was teachable, listened to my coach, and I said, just show me. Like, I think you have to get to that point in your life where you are just like, show me. And I know you've heard from a lot of women here where they love the community, love the fitness, and that is great too, but I'm sharing the business side with you too. The whole thing can change your life. And it could start small, like it started small for me with just diapers and groceries and a Disney trip and medical bills or whatnot. But after 18 months, my goal was to bring in more, which turned into a 6-figure income, which I have to add our disclaimer. Beachbody makes us add that it is totally up to you and your diligence and your hard work to earn an income like that, okay? It's not hard. It's actually easy if you just show up and you follow really simple steps that we lay out for you. But after almost 6 years, guys, I've accomplished a lot in Beachbody, and I share this with you humbly and with an open heart and my mind and all that stuff, that if this can happen for me, it is possible for you. We've been able to leave South Florida. We've lived there most of our life and come to a place in North Carolina that we researched, and we really wanted to raise our family. That would not be possible if I was still doing hair. Okay, so that's a huge possibility to pick up and just leave somewhere that you live, right? Usually jobs are what keeps someone grounded and they can't leave. But because this blessing, we were able to do that. I found an amazing school that I love here for my girls. I put them in a private Christian school. It's just near and dear to my heart that I always imagined doing. We've been able to buy our dream home here in NC, and we love it. It's our third home. And you know, I brought my husband to work less. That was one of my really big goals. He works really hard doing what he does, and I knew coming into this was a way to show him, you know, that this can bring freedom to our life. And so he has long weekends now. On Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, he's off. He works 8 to 4-ish on those 4 days and brings in all the insurances that we need. But, you know, it's just besides all of the financial stuff, and it's big stuff that is provided for us. And gosh, let me tell you, I have some big goals. This girl has some really big goals. And because this blessing of an opportunity, they can come to fruition, like paying off our house, getting a second investment property. Like this can be the tool and the vehicle to get you to where you want to go. You know, I heard along the way that successful people have many streams of income. And that was a light bulb moment for me too, because if you only have one income coming in, you know, what if something happens to that income? You know, you have to think smart. And I was not thinking smart until this business came in my life. So, you know, getting second investment properties, we're right now in the process of going through that and learning about that. Like that would have never been a possibility years ago. That can create another stream of income, right? The more streams of income, you know, and the smart ways, we have a financial advisor that really steers us in the right direction, is really smart. So this type of business, a side hustle, could turn into more. It's a smart idea, right? You have the time. We all have the time, just like Stacy said, which I loved. We all have that pocket of time during the day. And let me tell you, like, I am so crazy right now with 3 kids. I have a wild child as an 18-month-old girl. She is a screamer. She's screaming right now downstairs with my husband. It's just crazy, right? But I fit this in the pockets of time, and the time that I do this, it's dedicated to this. And then the other time, like, I'm disconnected from the world. So there's boundaries and things like that you set. And we help you so much. We help you lay that all out. But as far as, you know, this business, it could start small, guys. Honestly, I think a lot of people get into this thinking that they have to go big, you know, all or nothing. And that's not the case. I did not expect myself to run with this business when I first started. I did not have that vision. I didn't think that was possible for myself. I didn't have the confidence. I didn't have the belief. I'm totally introverted. Doing things like this scare the heck out of me. I'm more of an outgoing introvert. If I know you, I'm open with you. But you know, I'm a homebody. I never saw myself doing something like this. But I fell in love with it. But don't stop yourself. Don't put fear and doubt in your head. If you have little goals, just like health and fitness goals, it could start with that and it could grow tremendously. Okay. You have to build belief in this. You have to love it. You have to experience it to keep running with it. And I have found the best coaches, they're actually the best challengers. So you got to become a great challenger first and experience this and then run with it. But I'm just planting the seed. I'm inspiring you and showing you what is possible with this. The non-financial, what is this business done to me? With a non-financial side, I've become a better wife. I've become a better mom. I am just a better coach. I'm a better friend. I feel psychologically I'm just better because I know we all have problems coming into this. We need to work really hard on ourselves. And I found that, you got to work through those issues in order to help other people. And that's a good thing. I've worked through so many issues. This has been my therapy. This has been my drug for anxiety and depression. It's been a healthy drug. Okay. But it's helped that way, the community, I've had life happen to me. Okay. My father passed away, a year and a half into this business. And some might think, gosh, I'm going to retreat. I can't deal with this side thing. I'm going to push it to the side in the back burner. I actually leaned into this business. It became my therapy. Like I said, it was a long, slow process of my father's death. It was lung cancer, and then so many other things started to happen. But I was able to be there during his death. Okay, I was able to show up at the hospital. I was able to show up in my business as well. I was able to be there during the hardest point in my life, guys. Let me tell you, And it's not easy talking about it. It definitely chokes me up. I'm not a crier. I'm more of a crier behind closed doors. But that to me is so meaningful that I didn't have to show up to do hair full time. I was able to be there for my father. And you better believe I'm going to be there for my mom and anyone else in my life that's going through a crazy time like that because of this business, because it's allowed the freedom to just show up and be there and create my schedule and create what I want my life and day to look like. Another life happened to me was last year, right? Still in this business. I could have retreated, but we moved to North Carolina and it was hard. Even though this was a dream of ours, it was hard, guys. I had a 6-week-old baby. We moved here and I went through major postpartum depression. I went through anxiety. I was crying every day. I was trying to breastfeed, having issues with that. It was so great breastfeeding my first 2 girls. I don't know what happened, but I was just going through a lot. I think the stress and the anxiety of the move and trying to like start my life all over again in a new area. It was really hard, but let me tell you, it was one of the best things that happened to me because this business took off like never before. I was so relatable to people. And that's another thing. Don't get started or so many people stop themselves to get started because they think they have to be so perfect. And that's so far from the truth. I shared what I was going through during my father's death. I shared what I was going through with this move, with the baby and depression and all this craziness. But I shared that this was the solution for me. I dug into my challenge groups. I dug into helping people. I dug into the positivity that it was feeding my soul and my heart and my mind. And I shared that genuinely. And it honestly, it was a blessing in disguise, the hard times in my life that I've been through this business. So I leaned into it. So it can help you during hard times, and it can bring a lot of people to you that also are relating. I've shared things I never thought I would share. Guys, I was not a social media person at all. I maybe had like 200 friends or less on Facebook when I started this. I shared that I've struggled in my marriage because of finances. I've shared just some crazy stuff that I used to struggle with my weight. And just lots of stuff. But this journey has opened my heart to share these things and to be open and know that so many other women need to hear my story and to relate to it. But that's it. As far as the community, the products, the financial, everything, it's all changed my life completely. And it's my job now to pay it forward and help other people that are in this position that need a solution to their health, their fitness, and their finances. And that's my mantra. That's my mission. But it's a decision that you have to make. It's a decision that if you want to run with the health side and the business side or either, that you're going to do it and you're not going to back out during hard times, that you're going to know that this business will provide you your goals and your dreams and whatever vision you have, but you got to stick with it. Okay. I'm almost 6 years into this business and I've achieved things that most people went to school for, like a doctorate degree. Right? The income at this point, it's mind blowing, with no debt whatsoever. At all, okay? And the same thing could happen for you. You just got to give it time. You can't give up when it gets tough. You can't give up when people are saying no and you're getting objections. Like, that's the time to lean in. We help you with that, and you're going to immerse your mind in personal development so that all those things are like no big deal. You know why? And I'm going to end with this, because when I feel like quitting, despite life happening, despite the business objections and maybe why someone doesn't want to join, I remember that how I started. I remember why I started, and that if I quit, I'm saying no to my husband to work less. I'm saying no to go on trips and pay for them in cash. I'm saying no to my girls, whatever dreams and things they want to achieve, which we just opened 3 college funds for our 3 girls. So I'm saying no to those dreams because I know with this business, it's putting into that. It's pouring into all of our dreams and our goals and our visions. So don't you dare say when you start that you're going to quit. Okay, because it can financially change your life. It can change your health and your fitness. It can tremendously all over change your life. It's just a decision that you have to make. So I hope you can relate to my story in some way, shape, or form. I hope I have touched you in some way. This business has just been the biggest blessing in our life, and just paying it forward. So hope you guys enjoyed this sneak peek. Hope to see you in our team. We have a couple more speakers coming up. Have a good night.